Hi guys, Gotham Geek Girl here from Otakus and Geeks. I'm joined by Johannes Roberts, director, writer, and producer of the new Resident Evil movie. So, super excited. Being a gamer myself, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and I'm super excited to hear that you are also a gamer. So can you tell us how bringing your vision to life for this film, how it is different from the W.S. Anderson box office franchise?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a whole new thing, really. That Paul's version of Resident Evil was very much his world, its own world. Wasn't really that close to the games, and it was really about Mila's character, the Alice character, and it was a lot of fun. It was like bright, shiny sci-fi action, and it had done its 6-movie course and finished with the final chapter, and then when I came on with this, and it was really about how are we gonna restart this franchise? What are we bringing fresh in here? And it was like, look, we're not. It's a whole separate thing. The thing that hasn't been done that we need to do is go back to the games. And I'm obsessed with the first game and the second game. And it was like, look, let's go back and set a movie around those two games and make it scary and dark and have the original characters. The original characters turned up in the previous franchise, but they were always subservient to the Alice character, and it was like, let's have them up front and central, and then they are driving the narrative, and let's make something that scares the shit out of people. And so that was really my desire with this movie.
Awesome. That brings me to my next question. I was really excited to see that this did bring horror back, and it was set in the 90s. So that was an amazing homage to the games in itself. Without giving anything away, can you tell us how important it was to pay homage to the game?
Yeah, I mean, very. Like the movie is at times so close to the games. Like we were developing this, and we knew what we were going to. I knew, like, I wanted the mansion, and I knew I wanted the police station, and I knew I wanted these core group of iconic characters. And as I was trying to work out how to what was my way into this movie, was I going to start like the first game with the helicopter and finding Alpha Team finding Bravo Team, or was it going to be police station, whatever? Capcom dropped the remake of the second game, and I started playing that, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. And it just blew my mind. I'd never experienced something so cinematically scary in a computer game. I was just like, this is incredible. And I played the 7th Resident Evil game, which was terrifying, but this just had something that I had not. It was wonderful, like really wonderful. And I was like, this is my movie. We're gonna start from this as a jumping off point. And so there's so much from that movie, the truck, from small details, the trucker eating a hamburger to big set pieces and creatures and characters. And, I've recreated the police station with the exact dimensions that Capcom gave us the blueprints to rebuild the police station in real life and the mansion in real life. So every element of the movie is from the game, it literally down to the smallest detail. It was so much fun. I was like a big geek. I was just like, all right, okay, let's put this here, let's put that there, let's have that from that game. And it was great fun. There isn't a scene that isn't completely in love with the game.
Yeah, I love that you had the Spencer Mansion, you had the police station, the orphanage, Birkin's Underground Laboratory. That was so cool to me. Speaking of, how did you decide on, because I saw that you were inspired by the miniseries Chernobyl. So how did you decide on setting your zombies apart from other zombie films?
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things to do with the movie, and it was the thing I was probably most scared of when I was filming, that I was getting it right, to the point that my initial stuff that I shot, I went back and reshot, because I was just like, God, this is really, I need to make this scary and disturbing. The issue with zombies is obviously, I'm in love with the same movies that the Resident Evil games are in love with, with all the Romero stuff. But zombies have entered the sort of public, mainstream consciousness in almost a comic way, you know, with Shaun of the Dead and, you know, that kind of thing. And then also, you know, you can see zombies on TV every night with Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead and stuff like that. So it was really important to try and work out how I could scare an audience again. And while we were developing this, the Chernobyl TV show was released, and it just blew me away. It's an incredible piece of filmmaking. And I was obsessed with the show and the tone of the show and the look of the show. And I found like this, the themes it was dealing with were actually very similar themes to what we were dealing with this sort of, you know, covered up sickness that was spreading through this town. And the radiation sickness effects that they did were just terrifying. I was really disturbed as a viewer, and I'm a hardcore horror guy. So I was like, when we started this, I spoke to Steve Newburn, my special effects guy, makeup guy. I was like, look, let's use that as a jumping off point, that this kind of the way that the skin reacts to sort of radiation sickness and stuff, and the hair falling out, and, you know, this sort of gradual sickness that takes place. And let's use that as a jumping off point to create these zombies. So we were in love with the zombies from the game, and we had all the references of the different zombies from the game, and we have specific zombies from the game, like the turnaround zombie. He's recreated identically. But we also, I felt it was very necessary to make this their own thing, and to really try and make them sort of frightening and scary and disturbing in a way that I was not seeing on TV or cinema.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see that it has horror again.
Yeah,
Same thing, like the RE2 reboot, like that's what this feels like.
Oh yeah, it's an incredible game.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
We should split up.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on?
What the?
And I say,
We gotta get out of here.
We're gonna take Umbrella down.